It is not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles, or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs, who comes short again and again, who spends himself in a worthy cause, who at best knows in the end the triumph of high achievement, and who at the worst, if he fails, at least fails while daring greatly, so that his place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who neither know victory nor defeat. And now, the World Wrestling Alliance, 2K Games, and FINETUNED Gaming present the 2025 Only the Strong Tournament.
Coming to you live from the birthplace of wrestling and hallowed soil in the history of both combat and competition. We are here in Rome, Italy for the 2025 iteration of the Only the Strong Tournament, the first under the umbrella of the World Wrestling Alliance. And here tonight, in this 8-man tournament, the victor will be awarded a guaranteed World Championship opportunity within the next 365 days for any promotion within the WWA.
The following contest is the first match of the opening round of the Only the Strong 2025 tournaments.
Tonight's tournament begins with a rematch of sorts. And a man who enters this arena that this XWA universe has literally witnessed transform before their very eyes.
And introducing first, from Osaka, Japan, weighing in at 265 pounds, this is the Ghost Warrior, Koji Yoshiro.
It has been 8 months since this man came to the XWA for his excursion from View Japan Pro Wrestling. And in that time frame, as I stated already, he has gone through a transformation into a completely different beast than it was when he first set foot in the company. And he is one of the few competitors who is not keeping secret what he plans to do should he win this tournament. And that is return back to View Japan, return back to the Murderer's Row, and attempt to slay the dragon for the GWGP heavyweight title. But before that happens, he's gonna have to run it back against a man who has also gone through a dramatic transformation, but of a different kind entirely. And might I say, I never thought I would see the day that a crowd would be behind this man. But that's the world we live in right now.
And his opponent, from London, England, weighing in at 252 pounds, he is the world's finest, Union King.
You heard the ring announcer in almost a mocking gesture. Union King now refers to him as the world's finest, in reference to the long-standing group that he was once a part of before being excommunicated by billionaire Brock Bentley. And again, it was a loss to this man here in Yoshiro that brought that to happening and awakening a sleeping giant in King who looks to fulfill a destiny. And so these two men's paths cross once again on this historic night with a golden opportunity looming in the balance for the victor. And so the 2025 Only the Strong tournament begins. And King with a handful of Yoshiro's face. Certainly not the most prettiest technique, but effective nonetheless. And effective technique is the name of the game for the man who calls himself the world's finest. Oh, delivering a springboard back elbow. And Yoshiro answers in kind with a springboard spin kick to the face. We have noticed over the course of the past couple of months that Union King is a lot more athletic than he once was. Usually a more particular, grounded, traditional style. But he is certainly, oh, well, dang. Referee in the trenches right there, taking a couple of shots. Definitely a good idea to stay out of these men's way. But as I was saying, oh, beautiful German suplex with a bridge. Only a 1 count though. Yoshiro, incredible technique. But back again to the technique of Union King has definitely incorporated a whole lot more facets to his technique. Added some more weapons to the arsenal, so to speak. Couple of whiffs there on some strike attempts. Irish whipped over the rope as Yoshiro, and Yoshiro counters with a snake eyes across the top rope. Walks back into the ring, eats a clothesline, and now a back body drop. And King finishes it off with a spine buster. Union King now for double arm lock suplex. Still very attuned to the suplexing technique. Just as attuned as Yoshiro at the striking technique as he delivers question mark kick. And then a standing snap kick. Roundhouse right to the chin of King. Slowly back to his feet in the corner, manages to fight out of whatever it was that the Ghost Warrior had planned to follow up. But now King finds himself on the apron and is about to get introduced to the hardest part of the ring. Now what is Yoshiro doing? Going after the foreign announce table there. He was looking to do some serious damage, I think. But King cuts him off with the pass. Float over, arm drag takedown right there. And then drops a forearm right across the forearm of Yoshiro. Innovative offense there. Trying to do some damage to Yoshiro's extremities. But I think it would probably be a smarter strategy to go for Yoshiro's legs than his arms. And he must have heard me because he just performed that chop block right there. Unable to follow up though. It's 3 shots to the breadbasket by Yoshiro. And Koji Yoshiro out of nowhere delivers the Ghostbuster. Looking to finish this match off, but only gets a count of 2. And look at King bounce right back to his feet. Back to his feet only to get knocked back down by another snap kick. And right now these two are just teeing off on each other. Yoshiro pushes King off, creating some space, and speaking of teeing off, did you hear that kick right to the face of King? I don't know even how he's still standing. But King now with Yoshiro in the corner, scraping the edge of that heavily padded elbow across the face of the Ghost Warrior. And now Yoshiro answering in kind by introducing King's side of the face to his foot. Couple of striking whiffs again by these two men, swinging for the fences before Yoshiro delivers that springboard clothesline and now kicks to the head again. Quite clearly, Yoshiro is targeting a knockout here, or at least some severe damage to the head of Union King. He is most certainly what you would consider a headhunter. Very adept at striking, black belt in karate and judo. And he goes for the jugular. King goes for the jugular too with another one of those back elbows. Oh, whiffs on the knee trembler again. And Yoshiro takes advantage with a Meteora. Another snap kick, roundhouse right to the face. Ouch. And a third thrust kick. Yoshiro trying to follow up with a springboard splash, but King gets out of the way, whips him to the corner, and Yoshiro gets out of the way. Now Yoshiro whips King to the corner, and he gets out of the way, and now Union King delivers the Royal Flush. Hooks the leg and only gets a count of 2. And Yoshiro wisely rolling out of harm's way as this Italian crowd lets them know their appreciation. Yoshiro looked like he was going for a figure 4 or a Scorpion deathlock. No. He opts for a stomp to the back of the head. Again, more damage to the head and neck of Union King. And that is going to, it might play an effect right here. Yoshiro hooks the leg, only gets a 2 count though. But this continued relentless assault by Koji Yoshiro is definitely not being unnoticed. Not by me anyway. Kick to the gut there by King. Yoshiro sidesteps a knife edge chop. Nice positioning right there. And now Yoshiro with a fireman's carry. King again takes one to the chin. This time a snake eyes and now a face washing. Oh my God. Oh. Absolutely brutal. Koji Yoshiro is definitely showing he is more than ready to go back to View Japan and lock horns with the infamous Murderer's Row. You have got to be impressed with what it is that this man can do inside of those ropes. Combination there by King. Broken up by Yoshiro, and he delivers another Ghostbuster to counter. High angle Fisherman's Buster with a bridge. Only gets a 2 count though. King rolls out of the ring to regroup. Creates some space and gives himself another opportunity to administer some more offense here. King rolls Yoshiro back into the ring. Yoshiro back to his feet, nearly, but gets cut off by a boot right to the face. And now Union King with the fisticuffs. European style uppercut. Another double arm lock suplex. And King is fired up, but look at Yoshiro back to his feet. Both of these men are running on pure adrenaline right now. Back elbow by King. That one stung. Forearm shot. Retaliation by Yoshiro. Knife edge chop by King. Roundhouse. Another knife edge chop. Back and forth for these men, but combination there by Yoshiro. And that is the result I would have expected. Not a good idea to get into a striking match with a man like Yoshiro, who again is a consummate master of several martial arts. Definitely learned his lessons well at the legendary Togo Dojo in Tokyo, Japan. And Yoshiro delivers a superplex from the top rope. Union King running on fumes right now, seeing stars. And, oh, wait a second. Counter Irish whipping. Look at Yoshiro floating over the back of King into a spinning wheel kick. Impressive athleticism by the Ghost Warrior. And the educated feet on display again. Another question mark kick by Yoshiro, who hooks the leg in the center of the ring. Will he advance to the semifinals? No. 2 count only. And Yoshiro in disbelief at the intestinal fortitude on display here by Union King. Yoshiro on the top turnbuckle maybe took a little bit too much time to set up though. King knocks him down. And then knocks him down again. Clothesline. Back body drop for the second time in this match. And another double air spine buster. And you can see the visible change in demeanor of Union King through this match. Regal Plex. Only a 2 count though. Where once Union King was cocky and egotistical, he is all business. But wait a second. King trying to go for a breather. And Yoshiro pops back up and delivers another Ghostbuster. Could that be a critical mistake on the part of King? No. Getting the shoulder up at 2. And now King back to his feet. Oh my God. This is unbelievable. Royal flush. King hooks the leg and only gets a 2 count himself. These men are going back and forth, and now King looks like he's trying to set something up here. Yes, going for the submission. Union King applies the STF. In perfect position, I might add. Yoshiro has nowhere to go, cannot use his arms to break this hold here, and King's got it in deep. He's got this STF in deep. And Yoshiro has no choice but to tap out. Can you believe that this is only the first match of this tournament? As we look at the replay here, both of these men came out swinging, literally and figuratively. There's a spine buster by King. And in the later portions of this match, this war of attrition, Kojiro back to his feet while King is trying to figure out his next move and eats a Ghost Buster. That high angle fisherman buster. Does not get a 3 count, however. but just pure adrenaline. King back to his feet and fires back with his own salvo in the form of a royal flush. That, however, did not prove successful either. But the submission did. STF delivered. And King advances to the semifinal round.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner by submission, the world's finest, Union King.
Union King wins the run back against the Ghost Warrior. As we take a look at the updated brackets for the Only the Strong 2025 tournament, King will advance, and he faces the winner of this next contest. And if the match that we just saw was a technical classic, this one is going to be a knockdown, drag-out brawl, as the two largest, strongest competitors in this tournament are about to shake the rafters. And making his way to the stage now is a man whose history is synonymous with the history of New Japan Pro Wrestling. One of its most popular superstars today, and a founding member of one of its most infamous factions.
The following opening round contest is scheduled for one fall. And introducing first, from Tokyo, Japan, weighing in at 345 pounds, this is Tank Kohaku.
Tank Kohaku is one of three men who have the distinction of having been trained by both Yoshitogo and Victory Musashi. Those three men also happen to have joined forces with Musashi many moons ago to form the original Team Katana. They of course since broke away from Musashi's influence and cut their own paths within the world of professional wrestling. For Tank Kohaku, that meant him becoming one of the most dynamic big men in the business. But if you want to talk about big men, there probably isn't a big man as bigger in terms of ego and status to a certain extent than the man he faces here tonight in the opening round. A man who many people are wondering why he's even here in the first place.
And his opponent, from San Diego, California, weighing in at 337 pounds, he is the XWA World Heavyweight Champion, Undisputed,
The reigning XWA Heavyweight Champion of the world was surprisingly the first man to declare his entry into this tournament. And just like I said a few moments ago, everybody is wondering why. He's already a world champion. And even though he's one of two champions that are participating in this tournament, again, he's a world champion. Is he looking to expand his trophy case with another world title from the WWA's other promotions? Or does he have something else planned in mind? That is definitely a question to be asked, considering the fact that Ethan Ulrich is one of the most cunning and craftiest individuals outside of the ring, just as much as he is inside of the ring, thanks in great part to his affiliation with the equally cunning and nefarious Jackie Jourdain Jr. But before any of those implications can be taken into consideration, he has to take care of the business at hand, which is Tank Kohaku, a man who matches him in strength, but probably outclasses him very much so in the athleticism department. As I said before, Kohaku, one of the most dynamic big men in the business today, moves like a cruiserweight at 330 plus pounds. Showing off the power, however, and well, look at the athleticism on Ulrich. Kipping up, and now Ulrich, oh my goodness. Oh my God. Ulrich with a suplex from the apron to the floor of Kohaku. I told you this wasn't going to be pretty, folks. And right from the start, these two are getting downright ugly. Oh my goodness. The angle on that spine buster. Ulrich, remember, is over 300 pounds himself. Like I said, this is an evenly matched contest in terms of the power department for both of these men. As Kohaku with a gut buster. And if you're wondering why these guys are taking their time right now outside of the ring, this contest, well, hold on. Before I even explain the rules, this match might be over. No, only a 1 count, even with that onslaught there by Kohaku. But as I was saying before, relevant to know for the rest of this tournament, WWA rules are in effect, as has been established by the International Board of Directors, meaning that instead of a 10 count, as is normal, in American and European style pro wrestling, all 3 bodies have agreed to a 20 count when competitors are outside of the ring. And speaking of outside of the ring, my goodness. Gorilla press by Kohaku, and Ulrich may be wishing he was somewhere else. But hold on. The XWA champion fighting back here. Back wheel trip. Nicely done after a series of lariats. Ulrich now Irish whipping Kohaku to the corner. Counter shot right there, elbow to the face. And Kohaku again tossing the XWA champion around like a sack of potatoes. Whiffs a body shot right there, but eats 3 body shots on the counter. Elbows to the breadbasket. And a shoulder check by Ulrich, who right now is, well, he's on the losing end. Maybe this German suplex might get him back into the game. Series of kicks to the face. And now Ulrich with the fall-away slam. And Kohaku rolls out of the ring to try to regroup, and Ulrich to the top turnbuckle. Oh my God, are you kidding me? What the hell did we just see? Ethan Ulrich takes to the skies from the top turnbuckle to the floor. Desperate times call for desperate measures, I suppose. Top wrist lock now. And a trio of shots to the kidneys by Kohaku, who will be looking to retaliate here, but no go. Slipping out of the fireman's carry is Ulrich with a chop block. And now tosses Kohaku against the barricade. Kohaku now taking his time, wisely enough, utilizing the 20 count outside of the ring to regain some composure. Back in the ring, they lock up, and Ulrich answers back with a gorilla press of his own, but only a count of 1. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the quintessential example of the irresistible force versus the immovable object. These men are throwing bombs and asking for seconds. Oh my God. Tank delivers his finishing move, the M1, but it only gets a 2. Perhaps a little insurance policy as he continues to apply damage to the torso area of Ulrich. Oh, he might have been looking for that cannonball, but Ulrich fights out of it. Pops out of the corner with a clothesline and goes for a cover. Lateral press center of the ring. Didn't hook the leg though. Only gets 1. Ulrich ducks under now and delivers another German suplex, but he keeps the clutch on the waist. Taking the Tank to Suplex City. And now what's he got planned here? Ulrich possibly going for the, no, not the Undisputed Trophy. Opts to go for the secondary weapon, the Elevator. But unsuccessful on the pinfall, and Ulrich going to the top again. Oh my God. I'm speechless right now. I thought we would be seeing this type of aerial artistry by Tank. That's been his modus operandi for years, but we are seeing something completely new and different out of Ethan Ulrich. And I'm not quite sure what Kohaku's strategy could be right now. Ulrich is damn impressive. And wait a second, so is Tank. He just kicked up out of a powerbomb. Oh my goodness. Oh, what the? Wow. That's all I can say here. Oh, as hard as I try to keep it professional and call it as I see it, the things that I am witnessing right now in this match are absolutely unbelievable. These are two of the best bigs in the business raising the bar. Beautiful clothesline by Kohaku. Ducks under into the back body drop and follows up with a spine buster. Same combination of grapples we saw from Union King earlier. And now Kohaku, second rope, but whiffs. Whiffed on the double axe handle, and Ulrich sets up Kohaku with the Ura Shoten. Face buster to the canvas, and that is enough to score the 3 count for the XWA's World Heavyweight Champion. And oh my goodness, you could pick from any number of moments in this match as we look at the replay. But I don't think any moment is quite as unreal as that one right there. 330 plus pounds with a shooting star press from the top turnbuckle to the floor. My God, this is like out of a video game. And the coup de grace, so to speak. Ulrich taking advantage of a misstep by Kohaku. Whipping from the second rope, answering with the Ura Shoten. And scoring the opening round victory.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner by pinfall, Undisputed, Ethan Ulrich.
Well, if the final boss's motive here is to make a statement to the new WWA, I think he's off to a good start as he advances to the second round and will face off against Union King. And now we turn our focus to the second half of the first round. And as the kids say nowadays, these next two matches are going to be absolute bangers. Four of the best pure athletes in pro wrestling today, only two of them will advance to the semifinals and get one step closer to that ironclad world championship opportunity.
So for everyone who says that Ethan Ulrich can't get it done without the help of Undisputed Enterprises, what do you gotta say now? I just beat one of these so-called murderers row of View Japan Pro Wrestling, and I did it in a way that nobody could have possibly imagined. Sooner or later, you're all going to come to realize that when I say that this is the undisputed era of professional wrestling, I meant it. You see these words tattooed on my chest? They're the words of Genghis Khan. And I'm the Genghis Khan of professional wrestling, because I'm about to take over the world. When I win this tournament, it doesn't matter who is the champion or where the champions are. Aki-san, Simon Chase, Tomoa Mamula, doesn't matter. Anyone else who decides they want to join the WWA party, doesn't matter. When I come for you, and you don't know when or where, consider that the end of your days as champion. This is my world, and you all just live in it. You actually should be very fortunate that you get the privilege to witnessing greatness.
And the man who is about to enter the arena for our next contest is a man who some of you will be seeing here for the first time, and others will be seeing for the first time in a long time.
The following opening round contest is scheduled for one fall. And introducing first, from San Francisco, California, weighing in at 240 pounds, this is Bryan, the Dragon. Yeah!
Bryan the Dragon Yang, veteran of the E-Fed era of the XWA, a former XWA Pure Champion and a former XWA Next Gen Champion. A title that, of course, was retired in the transition between the E-Fed and YouTube eras of the Extraordinary Wrestling Association. Yang, however, is looking to make this one of the biggest comeback stories of all time because, well, by winning this, he has the opportunity to claim the XWA World Heavyweight Championship, potentially, for the first time, or any championship for that matter. However, he's got to go through this man as the first step on that journey.
And his opponent, from Gomez Palacio, Durango, Mexico, weighing in at 242 pounds, he is the new face of Lucha Libre, El Scorpio Jr.
This man here is the hottest free agent in the business today. The son of the legendary El Scorpio, the man who trained the king himself, Riot, many, many moons ago. It's been 7 years since El Scorpio passed away, and his son has more than carried on the legacy of that legendary mask that adorns his face. He has become one of the best luchadors walking the face of the planet. And as of right now, as I said, he's a free agent. No formal contracts offered. But you had better be sure that one company within the WWA will certainly be eyeing him, especially if he wins this tournament and earns himself a shot at that promotion's world title. And what we have here are going to be two contrasting but similar styles. Bryan Yang, of course, Chinese American, born and raised in San Francisco, California, but utilizes a style that is very much similar to Japanese pure wrestling. Combination of grappling, athleticism, and of course, the martial arts. Yang being a practitioner of karate and kung fu, as you will clearly see with his pinpoint striking techniques. Wow, what a combination. And I don't think it needs to be explained what kind of game plan El Scorpio Jr. brings to the table, so to speak. Classic lucha libre, mixed with a heavy dose of extreme athleticism. This man gets around for a man of his size. Both of these guys riding around the 240-pound mark, so they would be classified as heavyweights, even though you wouldn't be able to tell from how it is that they perform in the ring. At the present moment, Yang with the strikes, however, in control. But here comes El Scorpio. Springboard dropkick, goes for a quick cover, only getting a count of one, however. And El Scorpio looking possibly to get Yang into the corner, but Yang fires back with a springboard of his own, of the forearm shiver variety, and then follows up with a grounded version. The Dragon using those strikes to great effect in the early goings of this match. Irish whipped out by Scorpion, and wow, what a move. A stepping, spinning elbow strike. Incredible. Looked like he might have been going for the finisher there. His Scorpion Sting, but gets cut off at the pass by the Dragon and lynched over the top rope with the snake eyes. Only a 1 count for the effort, however. Tying up again, and again Yang with the double leg takedown and some ground and pound open palm strikes. Quick on the counter, however, is El Scorpio Jr. Using that quickness on the ground here, as opposed to in the air. Oh my goodness. Yang just kicked up from that swinging suplex neck breaker. These men running on pure adrenaline right now. And a display of power there by Scorpio. With a power slam, follows up with a monkey flip off of an arm lock. Counter by Yang. And he stepped into that right cross into the combination. Quickly broken up by Scorpio, but Yang is a man who is, when he gets his sights set on you, he's going to take you. He's going to hit you. And there is no stopping it. Out of the ring now, and back to his feet is Scorpio. Only to eat another combination of strikes by Yang. Counter shot there by Scorpio, and Yang blocking the punches. Can't get out of the way of the grapple though. Russian leg sweep. Refs count to 3. Remember, there is a 20 count in this tournament, not a 10 count. So they have all the time in the world outside of that ring. But Scorpio, what the? Oh my God. Are you kidding me? Bryan Yang like a homing missile. Zeroing in on El Scorpio with the plancha to the outside. Back in the ring now, another combination. And Bryan Yang is showing us something here. I don't think Scorpio was quite prepared for the amount of offensive output he would be receiving here. You gotta wonder if Yang's gonna tire himself out. This is a wrestling match, but Yang has been treating it like an MMA fight with the precision strikes that he's been laying in on his opponents. Counter in the corner there by Scorpio, looking to get something going here. Oh, a series of strikes of his own. Elbows to the face, and now Scorpio to the top moonsault. Oh my God. Yang attempts to escape and still gets caught by a double moonsault by El Scorpio Jr. Yang slowly trying to collect himself in the corner, but only finds himself at the mercy of El Scorpio Jr. with a double forearm strike. And oh my goodness! El Scorpio delivers the Scorpio Star, but it only gets a 2 count. And he is in disbelief, as am I. That is one of the most dazzling aerial finishers in the business. But it doesn't score him the 3 count. And the match continues. And you gotta think that as this match continues, it goes more into the favor of Yang, because he is doing some serious damage with these combinations right now. To be quite frank, I wouldn't be surprised if El Scorpion is bleeding out of somewhere underneath that mask. Eye, nose, lips. He has taken a prodigious amount of strikes to the face, and he takes another one right there. Oh my goodness. Kamigoye by Yang, and now another snake eyes by the Dragon. And another Kamigoye. And somehow El Scorpio continues to keep getting up and taking more. Bulldog by Scorpio. Now Irish Whip, no, reversed by Yang. Ducks under. And this time El Scorpio blocks the gut punch and fires back with a combination of his own. Scorpio with the second rope splash and follows up with a cover, hooking the leg. And 2.1. Oh, kick to the face there by Yang. Off of the counter, and now a fireman's carry into a discus punch. Wow. Nothing but high impact strikes by Yang this entire match. And there goes another. And now you're starting to see the effects. Both men on the apron. Oh, look at that. Kick to the groin. Looks like they were going for the gut there on the apron. Back and forth. Now another Irish whip to the opposite apron. Now goes Scorpio, and he eats an insecurity. Yang doesn't follow up, however, outside of the ring. Maybe he thinks or is trying to figure out why or how, more specifically, is El Scorpion withstanding all of the punishment that is being dealt in his direction. Belly to belly by Yang. And Yang gonna look to follow up with another hard shot, maybe 3 Kawada kicks, but back to his feet is El Scorpio. Blocks another gut punch. Does not block the springboard, however. Another forearm, and wow, this has just been an incredibly fast-paced match. Here is Yang. Back wheel trip after a series of clotheslines. Trying to put him away here. No. 2 count only. And the look of disbelief on Yang's face. He's got to be thinking to himself, what do I have to do to put this match away? Chops, backhands, and more backhands by Bryan the Dragon Yang. Double arm chop, he goes down. There's a quick counter there. And oh my goodness, El Scorpio Jr. with the Scorpion Sting. Hooks the leg, center of the ring, and wow. El Scorpio picks up the opening round victory. It's kind of cliche to say that a match can go either way, but this match could literally have gone either way. One of the most back and forth seesaw contests that I have seen inside of a squared circle in many, many months. As we take a look at this replay, both of these men brought their A+ game, delivering nothing but hard, high impact, with neither of them really taking any true advantage, despite the fact that Bryan Yang delivered a barrage of strikes. This sudden Scorpion Sting by El Scorpio kept him down for the 3 count.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner by pinfall, El Scorpio Jr.
So El Scorpio advances to the semi-final round of the 2025 Only the Strong tournament. And as we take a look at the updated brackets, it doesn't really matter who it is that he faces in the semi-final round. It's going to be a bona fide 6-star classic. Whomever comes out victorious between these 2 next competitors. 2 men who have roots in the legendary School of Hardcore Academy, facing off against each other for the very first time. And the winner faces the son of the man who trained the man who trained the men who trained them. Yeah, let that sink in. This is gonna be good.
The following opening round contest is scheduled for 1 fall. And introducing first, from the Bronx, New York, weighing in at 247 pounds, he is the Continental Alliance Wrestling United States Champion, ICONYC.
Isaiah Obilor, also known as ICONYC, is one of the fastest rising talents in professional wrestling today. In only his 2nd year of active competition, he is adorned at the waist by the newly minted CAW United States Championship, and he is looking tonight to add to his hardware. The first student of the Chief Jason Jones's foundation will face off against one of the first students of Jason Jones's greatest ally and rival. Both men who trained under the King Riot at the School of Hardcore. Like I said earlier, folks, the roots of the King's tree run deep and the branches spread far and wide. Only one of these two men, however, is going to have his chance to become a world champion.
And his opponent, from San Francisco, California, weighing in at 245 pounds, he is the King of Fire, Krystian Fenix.
8 months ago, Krystian Fenix was attacked backstage at XWA Takedown by an unknown assailant on a night where he was scheduled to compete for the #1 contendership for the XWA World title. One night after losing the belt in the Iron Asylum at XWA Madness. Tonight is his return to the ring after all of that time. And all I can say is that, as you can clearly see, this is not the same Fenix that you remember from last year. This is a man who has endured many battles, both physically and mentally, in ways that I can't possibly explain in full detail. But now he returns out of the dark and into the light. And I think we can all imagine what his ultimate goal is should he win this tournament. This is one of the most eagerly anticipated contests of the entire tournament. ICONYC, a man who will be looking to start his legacy, and Fenix, a man looking to build on his. And the final match of the opening round has begun. ICONYC with the elbow counters, and Fenix with a quick springboard drop kick follows up with a standing shooting star press. Even more so than any other matchup in this tournament, this is, without question, the most evenly matched contest. You look up and down on the stat sheets for both Fenix and ICONYC, and their styles are almost near identical in concept, just not so much in execution. And that's pretty much a testament to the two men who trained these two individuals, as Fenix delivers that stiff combination outside of the ring. As I stated earlier, ICONYC, the first graduate of the Foundation, the training academy founded, for lack of a better term, by the Chief, Jason Jones, one of the two most well-known and successful pupils of the King Riot. And of course, Krystian Fenix was trained at the School of Hardcore by the other of those two individuals, the Evolution, John Payne, who has since taken over as the chief trainer within the SOHK in Riot's absence, I guess you could say. Look at this float over here, and Fenix showing off the athleticism. Oh my good, wow. I've been saying the term "oh my goodness" a lot throughout this entire tournament, with good reason. Only a 1 count, however, but that right there was just some amazing artistry. ICONYC cuts Fenix off at the pass, however, and delivers some hard impact right there. Was that a neck breaker? A shoulder breaker? I am not sure. But wisely, ICONYC goes for the pinfall. Doesn't get the pin, but succeeds in possibly stealing some wind out of the sails of the King of Fire. And what with the... Perhaps I spoke a little too soon, as out of nowhere, Fenix delivers a Fenix Smasher and follows up with a Fenix Splash. We're not even 3 minutes into this match from the opening bell, and Fenix bringing out the big guns. Oh my, wow. Are you kidding me? From the traditional Phoenix splash to a springboard variety, and now, no. ICONYC cuts off the momentum. Looked like Phoenix might have been going for a Shiranui. Instead, he eats a power slam, and now he eats a knee right to the face. Amazing fortitude by ICONYC, who delivers a combination of his own. Quick elbow drop to follow up, and now Phoenix needs to regroup. But ICONYC is not going to let him. Plancha clearing the top rope by at least a good 8 inches. But back to his feet is Phoenix, but no. Another counter by ICONYC. Misses on the follow-up, however. Might have been going for another elbow. Phoenix tries again. Looks like he might have been going for a pile driver or a power bomb out on the floor. But he instead gets thrown to his back. And ICONYC letting the King of Fire know what it is. Follows up with a fall-away electric chair slam. And hooks the leg. Just absolutely incredible. The offense that these two men have been outputting in this early portion of the match. Firing on all cylinders, so to speak. There's a counter by Phoenix. Going to the springboard once again and connects with another drop kick. Pinfall center of the ring. 2 count only. Phoenix looking to follow up. ICONYC with the dragon screw, but Phoenix cuts him off. A kick to the face and goes for another one of those standing shooting stars. But ICONYC gets the knees up for the counter. Phoenix follows up with a springboard clothesline. Series of chops now. And an Irish whip over the top rope. ICONYC teetering on the apron, and now Phoenix succeeds with the powerbomb. But that moment is short-lived as ICONYC just basically pops up like it was nothing and delivers a sling blade. Back in the ring now go both men. Kick to the gut by ICONYC. Oh, follows up with a falling reverse neck breaker into a pinfall. Only a count of 2, however. It's like these guys are just taking turns, taking shots at each other, but ICONYC looking to put this one away with the BDP. But no score on the boogie down pile driver by Obalor. ICONYC follows up with another knee slam to the face of Krystian Phoenix. And now he's going to the high red district. Phoenix slowly getting back to his feet, seeing stars. And the CAW United States champion with some extension on that splash. Knee slam, goes for a springboard moonsault, but no score. Kick to the back there by Phoenix. Kick to the face in retaliation by ICONYC, and a knee to the face to follow that up. Yeah, like I said, these guys are evenly matched. They're almost spitting images of each other in terms of their overall wrestling style. That hybrid athletic style of hard, high impact and striking martial arts and aerial artistry. Definitely spitting images of their mentors, with the exception maybe of not as much martial arts acumen as either John Payne or Jason Jones. Payne, of course, being a practitioner of karate and jiu-jitsu. Jones, Muay Thai and jiu-jitsu. As Fenix goes for another cover, unsuccessful. But there is definitely a lot of time for either of these men to add those elements to their game. Krystian Fenix is only 28 years old. ICONYC only 24. And ICONYC with a pin now. A ton of near falls in this contest. But yeah, these two young men definitely have a lot of time left on their clocks to evolve their styles into something even greater. And that's saying something because, well, one of them's a current champion and one of them's a former world champion. How better can you get than that? The answer to that question would be legend status. And I've got no doubt that at the end of the day, when both of these men hang them up, that's exactly what we'll be calling them. But for right now, this crowd in Italy is enjoying a match between two of the best on the planet today. And another near fall means that this match still goes on. And for all we know, might just keep on going. These two might be going all night here. They just throw everything at each other. That's been pretty much the case through this entire tournament. But in this particular match, there's just that extra element. I guess you could call it pride if you will. Counter there by Fenix. And follows up with a flipping neck breaker. It isn't as if these two men are not familiar with each other. They know of the heritage that they carry on their shoulders. But that camaraderie, if you will, is meaningless when the bell rings and you're faced against an opponent who wants something that you want. It comes down to who wants it more. And Fenix will be looking to take it here. Top rope Hurricane Rana. Follows up with Kawada kicks. And the momentum seems to be in Fenix's favor at the present moment. Or perhaps I just jinxed it by saying something. Oh, stiff snap kick. Sweet chin music being played by ICONYC and follows up with another knee. Ripcord variety this time and only a count of 2. And that was a long 2, folks. ICONYC thought he had that one. A lot of these fans did too. But Fenix with the wherewithal to get that shoulder up. Can he do it again though? After whatever happens after this. Oh my God. ICONYC answers Fenix's top rope Hurricane Rana with an avalanche version. And now ICONYC on the top, going for the high-risk move, and it does not pay off. Fenix taking advantage of the whiff and delivers another Fenix Smasher. And now the King of Fire will look to deliver the Ring of Fire. And that is going to be enough to score the pinfall victory. This match was everything that I thought it was going to be. And then some. Let's look at the replay here. Fast and furious from the opening bell. ICONYC showing off that superior athleticism. There goes the ripcord knee slam towards the tail end of this match. And it was just a matter of timing, mistiming, and positioning that sealed the deal here. Fenix slipping out of the way of that top rope moonsault and making ICONYC pay with the Fenix smasher and then the coup de grace, now known as the Ring of Fire. An identical move, I might say, to the opponent that Krystian Fenix will be facing next.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner by pinfall, the King of Fire, Krystian Fenix.
And so with that, the stage and the grid is set for the semi-final round of Only the Strong 2025. This man, Krystian Fenix, advances to face off against El Scorpio Jr. And on the opposite end, the world's finest Union King faces off against the final boss, aka Undisputed Ethan Ulrich. The next phase of this tournament is shaping up to be nothing short of epic.